Welcome back. We have 3 divisions to go in our football bracket reveal show. It's time to reveal the Division III brackets. Luke, take it away.
All right, we kick it off with the Middle Border Conference champions, Rice Lake against La Crosse Logan. 5th-seeded Lakeland will travel to take on Sparta as the 4 seed. Then it's Onalaska coming in as a 3 seed. They face off against Rhinelander. And Medford will be the number 2 seed against Hayward.
Mount Horeb Barneveld is the 3-time Badger Small Conference champs. They've earned the top seed against Seymour. 4th-seeded Toma will host Baraboo, the 5 seed. On to go, we'll have to travel to Fox Valley Lutheran, and Notre Dame will be the 2nd seed as they host Ashwaubenon.
All right, well, Travis, looking at that Notre Dame team, looking to return to Camp Randall for the first time since 2016. They finished as runner-ups that year, champions in 2015. What kind of stands out about them so far this season?
Well, they've taken care of business when they've needed to for the most part. Their only loss is against Wanakee, which is no shame in that, obviously. Champions of the FRCC South. Now, that's not a super strong league, but they did beat Menasha in essentially what was the conference championship game. That's a team that, you know, has had success in the past. Christian Collins really drives the engine for them. He's the running back that came into Week 9 with over 1,300 rushing yards. So, again, a strong rushing attack. You like those teams in the postseason. We saw it last night with the weather. You never know what you're going to get. You need to be able to run the football, and Notre Dame certainly can do that.
On a possible collision course with Mount Horeb Barneveld, who likes to air it out a lot. So maybe two foes there. Yeah,
and that's one of the better potential games down the road. That would be a 1 versus 2 seed in Level 3 in the state quarterfinals. A good group of teams in Division 3. Rice Lake is there, and interesting to note, the Mississippi Valley Conference got 7 teams out of 8 in the postseason. The only team that didn't get in, unfortunately, was my Reedsburg Beavers. Most of them ended up in Division 3 on this left side of the bracket.
That's pretty impressive. Well, let's go to the top right portion of this bracket. Port Washington, the top seed, taking on Obama. Then we've got Grafton as a 4 seed, hosting 5th-seeded Wisconsin Lutheran. New Berlin West comes in at the number 3 spot. They'll see West Bend East in the first round, and Plymouth will be the 2 seed and face Menasha to kick things off.
Last year's state champs, Monroe, they will be a 1 seed hosting New Berlin Eisenhower. Then it's Milwaukee Washington Fuller Collegiate playing host to McFarland in a 4 versus 5 matchup. Waterford will be the 3 seed here taking on Pewaukee. And we rounded out in Division 3 with Greendale as the number 2 seed hosting Stoughton.
Okay, so the field is set for Division 3. Here's a look at that full bracket. Travis, we talked a little bit about the left side. Which matchups are you looking forward to maybe on that right side?
Well, I got a chance to see Port Washington. They're the top seed in that top right grouping. Very impressed with them. I saw them against Plymouth, and that could be a potential Level 3 matchup down the road, a rematch between Port Washington and Plymouth. Monroe, defending state champion. Again, a team that's different from last year, certainly. But they have faced off against Pewaukee a couple times in recent years in the playoffs in some great games. That's another potential down the road matchup between Pewaukee and Monroe.
Well, guys, there are a lot of teams across the state gathering to watch the show this morning. Thank you for tuning in. That also includes Mount Horeb Barneveld, and that's where we find Grace Hodak, who is live with head coach Brett St. Arnold. Hey, Grace.
Hey, Carly. Hey, Luke. Well, the team just found out who they're playing. It was very exciting, very loud, a lot of energy here. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, first question right off the bat, how are we feeling?
Great. I mean, you come into the year, high expectations for us, and being able to live up those expectations, being able to get over some hurdles during the season. It's always just nice to see where your team is at the end of the season, and knowing that anybody can win at this point. It's always a toss-up, but it's always nice to get that recognition for hard work.
Yeah, of course. And this is the first time since 2014 that the Vikings earned that number 1 seed. What's it going to take to make that deep run?
Well, I think that, it's in the playoffs, anything can happen. Anything can happen any time during the regular season, but playoffs is just a different animal. And especially when you look down at the teams we got. I mean, you got Baraboo in our bracket, you got Notre Dame, obviously. There's a lot of great teams that we're going to potentially face, all well coached. We just have to make sure, staying healthy is number 1. The number 2 is just all preparation and getting our minds right and realizing that, hey, it's win or go home.
Right. You never really know what to expect. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so we got a pregame ritual that you guys do that involves a longboard. We have video of that. I think we're going to play that. Is that going to happen this season? Are you going to bring that out?
Well, I'll tell you what, I ride my longboard everywhere. My longboard is literally, I put about 400 miles on that thing this year. So, yeah, it saves me a lot of money in gas, I can tell you that much. So, yeah, the longboard goes with me pretty much everywhere. Unless it's raining, then that thing's got to stay inside. So
no use for it today, but again, no injuries, so you
No
got to stay
injuries.
careful on that.
Yes.
My last question is, what are you most proud of this team this year with capping off an undefeated season?
just my kids, the resiliency. This is a lot of hard work that they put in, and it's. I told them last night, and I told them today, it's them. Us coaches walk around with our MHB stuff on. We're proud of our program, but ultimately it comes down to them and all of their dedication and hard work. The program is you, and we just get to flaunt the apparel, and we get to represent you and you. But everything that you guys have done, you've done it. It's you. We're a player-led team. Us coaches just get to be along for the ride, and we're hoping that it's a long ride.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. Good luck. Carly, Luke, back to you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much, Grace. Coming up next, we reveal the bracket for Division II and make an exciting announcement about the future of the state tournament games and more than just football.